Don't bulldoze.
Answer it's received by ECZ.
And where the participant now confirm, is it you mandated
not.
or not? We want that clarification.
If
that is the case, now the question is, who received the track on behalf of political parties?
What's up? My name is Ken Dumbo, the MC with the sauce. Don't forget to subscribe to J. Cool.
Possibly others, when they were being called, their phones were out of coverage. So at the time, I think the returning officer managed to get through to some of these calls. He forgot to indicate the time. But this morning, I think he's been trying to call some who picked their phones today. So on our part, in terms of time, we wish to apologize. It should have indicated 9 hours that we'll be able to all come here and see the ballot papers. Otherwise, the track is here, still sealed, just awaiting for all stakeholders to be present. Then we open and we check and verify. Thank you so much.
We have questions, madam.
Yeah, madam, as the procedure, every time the stakeholders are notified to say, you come and receive the track. But the thing here, we didn't receive the track. So that's our grievance one.
Who received the track? That is the biggest question. Who received the track, and at what time did that track start to go from Lusaka, arriving here without our knowledge as political parties and stakeholders concerned for this by-election? And what is so sinister that you have failed to communicate it to all political parties, failing even to give us proper timing of this process. Because rigging an election is a process, and this is one of the processes we are talking about. Thank you.
Thank you. So on behalf of the DO, the procedure is such that the management of election materials is a mandate of the Electoral Commission of Zambia. On Friday, all the political parties were notified to say that there will be verification of the ballot papers in Lusaka. And there was a presentation there, an information that only the ruling party showed up, despite the notification being made in Lusaka. Nevertheless, the procedure is such that when security materials are being delivered from Lusaka, they are under the custody of the Zambia police, so they were escorted by a uniformed officer. The truck arrived yesterday in the evening, and it is sealed as you've been notified. Ballot papers have got serial numbers, and at the point of checking, we allow you to take the serial numbers of each ballot box per polling station. We've got 88 polling stations, and we expect 88 boxes in there. You will be allowed an opportunity to take note of the serial numbers for each box, and it is those serial numbers which you should communicate to your polling agents in the polling station. And as the electoral process, in the polling station before voting starts, all the polling agents will be there. The ballot boxes are shown, nothing is inside. When we start counting, when we start voting, our representatives will be there. So the process is transparent from the beginning to the end. So you've been called to look at the boxes that have been delivered in terms of the ballot papers. If at all there were any oversights here and there that could have happened, like communication in terms of time, I think the DO has apologized. In the interest of time, I think we need to proceed and start the process.
No, sir, the question is very simple. The moment the track starts off from Lusaka, there is that communication.
Yes,
and that communication has been missed. The question is, who received the tracks? Out of all stakeholders, we are not here. We are just being told the track arrived at 18 hours. Can you confirm that this track was just received by ECZ, who are here alone, other than stakeholders to be present? Confirm that.
Yes, I'd just like to answer your question. We've already explained the process. Ballot papers are printed outside the country. I think even when they're being printed here, there are no stakeholders where they're being printed. The process starts at the point of receiving. That process was done in Lusaka, and we've been called today for that particular process. So in the interest of time, we will proceed.
No. You don't bulldoze. Don't
We need the answer.
We need
Don't
an
explain.
answer. Don't bulldoze.
Therefore, answer it's ngalimu mwa receive by ECZ. Nganguni ba mbeta mwalani.
This is what we want a clarification. Is it you, ECZ, you
Or not?
received these ballot papers
Or not?
without the consent of stakeholders, or who who was responsible to receive this tract? Because as we are many stakeholders in this election as political parties, and we're the participant, now confirm, is it you
Or
mandated
not?
or not? We want that
Maybe
clarification.
just to ride on his point time, the issue is there is a precedent that has been set. That happens everywhere else. So now the question is, why did the precedents prevail here? Where we as the stakeholders should have been there upon the arrival of the truck. The job is yours, we know that, but just to witness and to be sure, just to avoid speculations.
We have done the by-election in Tirikawat. We were informed at the track, we saw the track
In all
coming.
elections.
We had in Inyimba, Petauke, the same process, but here it's different. Why it's different?
Why? So we need a clarification. Clarify us. Don't bulldoze. Just be flexible so that we enter into a mutual direction so that we proceed. We can't proceed without admitting.
Because tracking haibwera vaisezeti amachako muketi yakakapa nyimba yakakapa petauke yakakapa ati ibwera timakana va commissioner always ipa tipeza pa council
But why communicated? And what so special is Lumezi just receiving you alone as ECZ without political parties? Why?
Then foot na chimbi nga chautra chifiness of chamba kwezi nomba nga chautra rubana inshituka chita petition mu frame makonka watweva ati nga chautra rubana
Petition is C7. It is just to clarify us. If the ECZ alone received this track, simple. Accept that. If you don't admit, then we will not open this track until you accept and admit that you did wrong without communicating to us.
So as we've notified you to say that the truck is parked at the civic center in the custody of the district election officer. Yes, that is the answer.
Are you admitting?
So the district electoral officer, it's in the hands of the district electoral officer at the civic center.
Who received the track?
The district electoral officer is mandated to do that.
With who?
With who?
So you've been called the stakeholders now to witness the remaining.
With who? With who? Simple. With who?
Only the electrical.
Only DO.
Yes, so we've told you to say that.
No.
Don't do that.
No.
You don't do that.
No. With who?
Kugamba chilungamu sibinaende bwino bwino.
Admit that.
Bintu vinangu nikuvomera sababu kutaka sina karibu wewe.
Right way forward. Put it forward. You lose nothing. You lose nothing.
So I think the DO mentioned to say for there were those oversights, we apologize. Once again, we apologize.
Let's agree.
There's DO. Who received the track?
Who signed?
Who signed? That has arrived. Who signed? Who received it?
Stay open.
Because when it arrived, I was here.
With who?
I think the police officers were also present. Officers were also present at the time it arrived.
Where is he? As witnesses. Are those stakeholders?
Officers only.
Only police officers, one stakeholder.
I was here also.
He is a returning officer.
Just me.
From political parties? Whom did you invite?
And then 18 hours we were supposed to be here. We were supposed to be here. 18 hours.
From political parties. Whom did you invite? The truck is coming.
And we don't know what time the truck arrived here.
From political parties, whom did you invite? Whom did you write a message which never or failed to reach?
We are
here.
Lumezi. Why didn't you inform us that the truck is arriving?
And phones are on. I'll give example. Me, I'm election agent for Goodson Banda, New Congress Party. My line is always on. We communicated. Even timing would never communicated. We just made a follow-up that when are we going to verify our ballots. Even returning officer yesterday, I called you. When are we going to receive the ballot papers? You said at any time, possibly Sunday it might arrive. Possibly Sunday.
You didn't call me. We were checking together
Okay.
the phone. You never
Okay.
called me.
If that is the case,
We were even checking the phone.
if that is the case, now the question is, who received the track on behalf of political parties here to sign to verify that the track has arrived at such a time, and tomorrow at such a time we need to verify, we open it.
Right.
Who received?
Okay, the issue is this. There was no political party present when the track came. It was just us and the police officers when it came.
So why?
What made you to show political parties?
This is where we are apologizing.
No,
No.
that is not an apology.
Okay, what do you want me to say?
Because I have said, I've indicated, where the by-election in Dirika Ward.
Okay,
Where the by-election, we did the same process, but why the process has changed here in Lumezi?
That's why we are apologizing.
You can't apologize.
Okay, what do you want us to say? Tell us. If we
We don't know the track, the time when it arrived.
Maybe we find out what time did it started off from Lusaka arriving here.
I don't know what time it started.
So how do we trust that? What time do you help us? What time did it start from Lusaka coming here? Help us.
And the time it arrived.
And the time it arrived here. Help us.
I think the time is
Maybe it had any stop on the way. Help us. Guide us. What time did it start from Lusaka?
What time?
What time and when did we have that stopover? Maybe refueling or what?
The other question is, does it got a seal? The seal hasn't yet been broken.
Actually, why is it twalomba pano kwako mulande mtontonga
Yes. You can't open because there's no seal. If you look at the track, there's no seal there. There is no seal. So sit down before we proceed. Can you resolve this error? It's a big error. We can't accept this. We can't open this track until we see the seal, and you give us a time. When did the track start? When did it end? If there was any refueling or stoppage, please sit down. We are giving you 5 minutes or 10 minutes. It's enough. We can't proceed, and we can't allow with this situation. Thank you. Thank you.
The concept of seeing, what I know myself as a teacher and as a retired provincial education officer. Concerning the seal, when you seal, it must be sealed just as the seal is when we are supervising examinations. The seal is never broken. So in this particular case, I don't know, maybe because we can't see behind. Is there a seal which will indicate whether it was broken or not? That's the question.
Explain that question.
So what kind of a seal do we have? Because we can't see.
okay. So I think the starting point is, like I mentioned earlier on, the process starts at the point of receipt of ballot papers in the circle. Stakeholders are invited. That process was done on Friday.
Where?
And in Lusaka, all the political parties were informed.
Lumezi.
I'm explaining where the process. Listen.
No, it's a seal. He wants a clarification of a seal. A seal.
I'll stop explaining because yes.
And then you ask again.
That's the arrival point.
That's
That was the first
how we
point.
should do it. Let one person explain.
Yeah.
Please, the follow-up, you follow.
Okay.
Okay, so in terms of the process and the safeguards are such that in Lusaka, stakeholders were invited, all the participating political parties, to go to elections house and witness the receipt of ballot boxes at elections house in Lusaka. It is at that point your representatives should take note of the serial numbers of each ballot box. Rather, the ballot box, the box, yes, the serial numbers. And unfortunately, we are saying only one political party was present, because the idea is that serial number is very important. Your political parties in Lusaka need to take note of the serial number, communicate to yourselves, so that those ballot papers from Lusaka, whether they are coming by air, by road, the serial number is key to you. Yeah, we need to check the serial number. Is it this serial number which was verified in Lusaka? As we see, each box has got a serial number, and those are the safeguards that are put in place. So at this point in time, we expect that your representatives in Lusaka should have given you serial numbers which they verified in Lusaka, so that when we open the track, it is those serial numbers you compare. That is the process, and that's the way it's been done, and that's the verification. And you now, from this point, the same serial numbers, you communicate to your polling agents to say, from the civic center, we are dispatching these quantities. Where you will be in the valley, take note of these serial numbers. That is the process.
So the question is, it's amazing that there was only one political party that was present. It was in normal circumstances, and what you do normally is you produce some sort of a circular or some notice of some kind, which should have prompted us as, the opposition, to inform our representatives there to be there. Because it doesn't make sense for just one political party. I mean, there are people in Lusaka there who represent all of us here, who should have been there. At least if you said there were 2 other political parties, these others were not there, or maybe 3, it was going to be understood, but just one. That's why the challenge. Yes.
How many political parties do you have here?
NCT, Independent, UPP, all of them were here. 6.
So the process is I mean, it's up to the political parties to decide. When information is disseminated, they decide whether to attend or not. So we can't go any
No, it's the information that was I mean, all your circulars, we have seen them. But this particular one, we never saw.
Let's find out if our representatives from Lusaka regarding that invitation.
So we need clarification. We are giving you sit down. We need to know at what time, when, what happened, and what has caused this.
Let me know what you think about this video. Thanks for tuning in to JQ News. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for the latest updates on tech, politics, and everything in between. Until next time, stay cool.